Welcome back to Arise Academy online classes. Very good morning, very good morning. Good morning all, good morning all. How are you all doing? Hope that all of you are absolutely fine and happy. So last day we completed up the leaves, right? Today we have to start with the flower and the inflorescence, correct? Yeah, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning all. So shall we do it? Shall we start with? Say so, no? Yeah, morning, morning, morning. So this is what we have to start for today, right? We will be doing that right now. Listen. Yes, sir. Right. So we are going to start with the flower and the inflorescence. So the first thing that I would like you people to say is, what is a flower? Can you tell me what is a flower? What a question, sir. Flower nu paranja poovu adakke itra matram parayenda karyundo. This is what you people think. But do remember, actually flower is a modified branch. Always do remember that flower is nothing but simply a modified shoot. Okay, right. So what you have is, yeah, actually flower is what you call a modified shoot. So what you have is, there is a what you call hypothetical hormone called Florigen. I repeat, the hormone name is being said only in what you call the other chapter. Which one? Plant growth and development only. We don't have it before there, but even then in the hypothetical chapter, what you say, in plant growth and development, I repeat, in the hypothetical, in the chapter they speak about a hypothetical hormone called Florigen, which is said to be responsible for this change, right? What change? The change in which the apical meristem is converting into what you call the floral meristem. So let me conclude. Tell me, what is a flower? Yeah, flower is a modified shoot. So what modifies a branch? What modifies a shoot to form the flower? The hypothetical hormone called Florigen. Why I say hypothetical hormone? Can you tell me the reason? Why? Because till now we don't have any evidence for the presence of that particular hormone. We are having so many hypotheses. Definitely there should be a hormone like that should be present, but we are not at all able to extract that right now. That's the reason. All right. Now, actually, what are the changes that happens when a shoot condenses to form a flower? Of course, number one, the internodes will shorten. Hey, as far as a branch is being concerned, as far as a shoot is being concerned, you know, its internode elongates, right? Yeah. When the shoot grows, when the branch grows, the internodes are elongating. The distance between the nodes are elongating. But here the scenario is somewhat different. When it forms a flower, the internodes will shorten. That is point number one. Number two, definitely there has to be pigmentation. The petals are actually the leaves. Leaves are usually having what you say the photosynthetic pigments, say mainly the chlorophyll, whereas when it comes for a flower, it may not be the chlorophyll that's being present, but some other pigments will be presenting there, right? As well as I think this one I have already explained you last day. Hope that you people remember regarding the solitary flower and the inflorescence. Hope that you remember that. You remember I discussed about apical meristem and axillary meristem. You remember that? Let me ask you that. If an apical meristem is getting converted to floral meristem, will that form a solitary flower or an inflorescence? Similarly, if an axillary meristem gets converted, will it forms shoot apical meristem, or will it forms inflorescence or solitary flower? That's my question. Can you answer me? What happens with the apical meristem as well as what happens with the axillary meristem? Who is going to answer me? I repeat, what happens with the apical meristem and what happens with the axillary meristem? Apical meristem forms dash, whether it forms an individual flower, solitary flower, or it forms pungula, inflorescence, the group of flowers. Who can answer me? Apical meristem forms dash, I am looking at your answers here. So, I want you people to answer me tuck, 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 tuck. Tell me fast, 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 fast. Axillary meristem, inflorescence, and apical meristem, solitary. Absolutely correct. Right. So, let me write apical meristem forms what you call the solitary flower, whereas axillary meristem forms what you call the inflorescence. Great. Okay. So, now we will see what are the other appendages that are being associated with that, and coming to inflorescence, inflorescence is nothing but simply a group of flowers, and there are two kinds of inflorescences, racemose inflorescence and cymose inflorescence. Regarding that also I discussed you the very last day. So, right now I am going to just ask you questions regarding that. I hope you people will be answering me, right. So, first question, can you tell me what is a racemose inflorescence? My question is whether that follows acropetal order or basipetal order. That is question number 1. Question number 2, can you tell me what is cymose inflorescence? Again, my question is it following acropetal order or basipetal order? We discussed this last day, that is why I ask you like this. So, tell me the answer soon. Racemose inflorescence follows what? And yeah, racemose inflorescence follows. Very good, my dear children. Racemose inflorescence is having acropetal succession and cymose inflorescence is having. So, definitely the cymose will be having basipetal succession, right. Right now, I will be drawing two diagrams and I want you people to tell me which is racemose and which is cymose, right. Dingo, dingo. Okay, I number this one as 1 and I numbered this one as 2. Tell me which is what? 1 is dash succession, 2 is dash succession. Which one is acropetal, which one is basipetal? Tell me. Tell me which one is acropetal, which one is basipetal. Vegam parani, vegam parani, vegam parani. Enda kunjangal midikkarano nokkate. Tell me fast, 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 fast. Which one is acropetal, which one is basipetal? Very good, Kartika. 1 is basipetal and 2 is acropetal. So, when I say 1 is basipetal, of course, that is going to be which inflorescence? When I say 1 is basipetal, of course, that is going to be cymose inflorescence, and when you say 2 is acropetal, that is going to be racemose inflorescence. Agreed? Now I want you people to remember just a few examples of acropetal succession and basipetal succession. Not there in NCERT, but I have collected 2 examples from the previous question papers, that much. If you remember it, that is more and good. If you do not remember also, no harm at all. So, the racemose inflorescence, the examples are so easy. R and M are there, right, and A. So, radish, amaranthus, mustard. These are the examples, right. And for basipetal, you can remember what do you say? The other one, the not cactus, what is that? Calotropis, yeah. Can remember Calotropis, that is the one that you can remember, right. Calotropis is having what you call basipetal structure. Then even you people can remember this one also, jasmine also. Jasmine is also having base epitel. Calotropis and jasmine. I think that might be better. Okay. So these are the examples you have to remember. Is that much fine? Only this much will be asked regarding what you call the inflorescence and all. Right. So now we discuss what is racemose inflorescence and what is cymose inflorescence. And we studied a few examples too. I told you, even if you forget the examples, I don't care, because usually these examinations, these examples won't be asked for your examinations, right? Now, coming for the, this one I already discussed, what is racemose, acropetal odor and basipetal odor, but this one usually won't be present, okay, at the tip. In acropetal, usually no flower will be present towards the tip, usually it is like that. This won't be present there, this won't be present there. This is how it will be. The tip will be free. Only if the tip is free, they can keep on growing, right? Whereas in case of basipetal, it's not like that. The tip will be occupied. Then, what is a flower? Flower is actually the reproductive unit of a flowering, reproductive unit of an angiosperm. Then flower has got different parts. What are the different parts of a flower? The stalk of a flower is what is termed as pedicel. Okay, I repeat, the stalk is what is termed as what you call pedicel, and it has got a swollen end termed as thalamus. You know what's the peculiarity of thalamus? Can you tell me how many whorls are being present in a flower? Who can tell me which are the 4 whorls of a flower? I repeat, which are the 4 whorls of a flower? Who can answer me the 4 whorls of a flower? Actually, you can categorize the whorls of a flower into 2 as reproductive whorls as well as what you call the reproductive whorls as well as what you call the accessory whorls. Okay, fine. So can you tell me which are the reproductive whorls, and can you tell me which are the accessory whorls? Can you tell me that? I repeat, who can tell me which are the reproductive whorls and which are the accessory whorls? Who can tell me? Very good. The reproductive whorls are Andrecium and Gynesium. The reproductive whorls are Andrecium and Gynesium. Number 1, Andrecium. Andrecium is the male or female? Andrecium is the male reproductive part. Male reproductive part, whereas Gynesium is the female reproductive part. Agreed? So I repeat, Andrecium is the male reproductive part and Gynesium is the female reproductive part. Can you tell me which are the units? Which are the units of this Andrecium, male reproductive part? The units are what are termed as stamen. Actually, it is so easy to remember. When you write stamen, you have got a men there. So it is so easy that you are speaking about the male reproductive organ, right? You got what I mean. You got a men there. So you are speaking about the male reproductive organ. Now, the units of Gynesium are carpel or pistil. The parts of these all and all we will be discussing in another chapter. I think in plant kingdom, when we come to angiosperms, we will be discussing about that. Then you have a second year topic called sexual reproduction in flowering plants. In that also we will be discussing more regarding that. Now coming to the accessory organs, very good. Anistry set me. Right. What about others? Tell me which are the accessory organs. I told you no. Whenever I ask you a question, I want all my children to answer me, not one or two. Who can tell me which are the accessory organs? The calyx and corolla are the accessory organs, correct? Right. So there are two accessory organs. Number one, you call it as the calyx, and number two, you call it as the corolla. You have the calyx as well as you have the corolla. Right. Calyx is otherwise termed as what? Calyx are sepals and corolla are petals. Agreed? So I repeat, calyx are the petal, or calyx, the single unit is sepal, and corolla, the single unit is petal. I hope that this much part is fine for you. Okay, very good Anushree, very good Anshana, very good, very good. Right. Now, I was speaking about the importance of thalamus, right? Do remember, all these words always arise from the thalamus. I repeat, all these words always arise from the thalamus, right? So, what is a bract? What is a bract also we have already discussed. Hope that you remember that. Yesterday I told you the difference between stipules and bracts, right? Okay, tell me which one is related with leaf and which one is related with a flower. I am giving you two terms. My dear children, I am giving you two terms. I am giving you stipules and bracts. Tell me which one is related with leaves and which one is related with flowers. Tell me which one is related with leaves and which one is related with flowers. I am waiting, fast. Which one is related with leaves? Stipules are related with leaves, very good. I repeat, stipules are related with leaves, very good. And tell me, and bracts are related with flowers, right? So those small leaf-like structures that are being found towards the base of this pedicel are what are termed as bracts. The flowers with bracts are what are termed as the bracteate flowers, and the flowers that don't have bracts are termed as the abracteate flowers. We don't care. This one I already told you which are the four worlds and all. Now, in case of lily, we told you we are having calyx and corolla, right? In case of lily, this calyx and corolla are not differentiated much, right? They are joined together. So you won't be differentiate between the calyx and corolla, or you won't be able to differentiate between the sepals and petals. Lily എടുത്തു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അതിൻ്റെ പുറത്തുള്ള സെപ്പലും അകത്തുള്ള ഇതളും ഉണ്ടല്ലോ, ഇത് രണ്ടും നമുക്ക് വേർതിരിച്ചറിയാൻ പറ്റില്ല. അങ്ങനെ ഇതളും സെപ്പലും വേർതിരിച്ചറിയാൻ പറ്റുന്നില്ലെങ്കിൽ അതിനെയാണ് നമ്മൾ perianth എന്ന് വിളിക്കുന്നത്. If you cannot differentiate between the sepals and petals, then that is what is termed as what you call, speak with me, then that is termed as what you call perianth. Who is going to tell me what the units of this perianth are called? Units of perianth are actually tepals. So what are tepals? Tepals are the units of perianth. So when I say tepal, it is not a sepal, not a petal. I don't know whether it is sepal or petal, but it is another unit that's being joined together by the petal as well as the sepal. Agreed? There is only one family. We have got only a single family in which we study regarding this tepals. That is what you say, the Liliaceae. So that's absolutely fine. Now, coming to bisexual condition and unisexual condition. Achachi, should I tell you what is bisexual condition and unisexual condition? Should I have to speak for you? I mean, should I have to speak on that? I don't think. You people might be having a clear-cut idea regarding that, right? Okay. But even then, as it is there, let me ask you that. Based on the sexuality of the flowers, I can have two kinds of flowers. Which one? So, when I say the flowers can be of two types, which are they? Bisexual flower and unisexual flower. From the name you tell me, what is a bisexual flower and what is a unisexual flower? Who is going to tell me? From the name, you people will be able to answer me. Who is going to tell me what is a bisexual flower and what is a unisexual flower? Who will answer me? A flower with both the sex organs are termed as dash. Tell me fast. A flower with both the sex organs are termed as dash. Fast, I am waiting. A flower with both the sex organs. Very good, Krishna. Both stamen and pistil are present. So when I say bisexual, that's a flower with, that's a flower with both sex organs. That's a flower with both sex organs. But if only a single sex organ is present, if only a single sex organ is present, then I call that flower as unisexual flower. Then again you have got another thing. When I say unisexual flower, of course the sex organs present can be dash or dash. The sex organ present can be androecium or gynesium, right? If androecium is present, then that flower is termed as dash. I will not say, I want my children to answer me. And if gynesium is present, then that is what is termed as dash. മനസ്സിലായല്ലോ അല്ലേ? ഇത് മനസ്സിലാക്കാൻ വലിയ പാടൊന്നുമില്ല. ആ വാക്കിൻ്റെ അർത്ഥം നോക്കിയാൽ മതി. എന്നെ ശ്രദ്ധിച്ച്, ബൈ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ രണ്ട്, സെക്ഷുവൽ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ സെക്സ് ഓർഗൻ. അപ്പോൾ ബൈസെക്ഷുവൽ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ അർത്ഥം എന്താ? രണ്ട് സെക്സ് ഓർഗൻസ് ഉള്ളത്. ബൈ സിംപ്ലി സ്റ്റാൻഡ്സ് ഫോർ ടു ആൻഡ് സെക്ഷുവൽ മീൻസ് സെക്സ് ഓർഗൻ. സോ വെൻ ഐ സേ ബൈസെക്ഷുവൽ, it means that both the sex organs are being present. Uni means single and sexual means sex organ. So when I say unisexual, it simply means that single sex organ is being present. My dear children, something very important, listen me. In case of humans, the term bisexual is not used for the sex, but it is used for sexuality. That is something different. Don't think like this. If I say that a human being is bisexual, it does not mean that that human being has got both the male part and female part, but that person can make love with a male as well as female equally. That is the meaning. Don't be confused. Okay, in human beings, the other condition is termed as intersex. If both the sex organs are present, you call it as intersex. മക്കളെ ഒന്ന് ശ്രദ്ധിച്ച് കേട്ടെ സാറ് പറയുന്നത്, ശ്രദ്ധിച്ച് കേട്ട കുഞ്ഞുങ്ങളെ. മനുഷ്യരുടെ കാര്യത്തിൽ ബൈസെക്ഷൽ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ആ വാക്ക് സെക്സിനെ അല്ല കാണിക്കുന്നത്, സെക്ഷുവാലിറ്റിയെയാണ് കാണിക്കുന്നത്. സെക്സ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ എന്താ? ഏത് സെക്സ് ഓർഗനുമായിട്ടാണോ ജനിച്ചത് അതാണ് സെക്സ്. By which sex organ you are being born, that is your sex. What is sexuality? To whom you want to make love with. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ആരോടാണോ ലൈംഗികത തോന്നുന്നത് അതാണ് sexuality. In case of bisexual human, it simply means that that human can have love making with both male as well as females. ആണിനോടും പെണ്ണിനോടും ഒരുപോലെ ലൈംഗിക താല്പര്യം വരുന്ന മനുഷ്യരെയാണ് ബൈസെക്ഷൽ എന്ന് വിളിക്കുക. So when you study this one, don't apply exactly the same term to humans. In humans, if a person bears both the sex organs, both say the testis as well as the tissues from ovary, then that person is called as intersex. മനുഷ്യരുടെ കാര്യത്തിൽ രണ്ട് ലൈംഗിക അവയവങ്ങളും ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അതിനെ intersex എന്നാണ് വിളിക്കുന്നത്. I hope that is clear, right? No confusions. Okay, fine. Now you tell me, if only androecium is present, then that flower is termed as dash. If only androecium is present, then that flower is termed as, who can tell me? If only androecium is present, then that flower is termed as, androecium, male sex organ. So that is termed as, okay, staminate. Staminate. So if only gynesium is present, the flower will be, I won't say, I want you people to tell me. Male is androecium, I agree, Risa. Very good, Risa. Now, if only gynesium is present, what you call that? Who is going to answer me? If only gynesium is present. If only androecium is present, that is staminate. So if only gynesium is present, that is going to be pistillate. Very good. If only gynesium is present, that is going to be pistillate. Is that much okay? So that's all regarding the sex of flowers, right? Bisexual flowers and unisexual flowers are there, of course. Then now when it comes to plant kingdom, I will be discussing more about that, how the plants are monoecious, dioecious and all that we will be discussing later. Now, coming to the symmetry of flowers, I think the chapter Animal Kingdom is not taken for you. Did we start with Animal Kingdom? Say so, no? No, right? We haven't started with Animal Kingdom. You remember what is symmetry? Who can tell me what is symmetry? The property by which something can be cut into two equal halves is what is termed as symmetry. When it comes to Animal Kingdom, I say an organism is being cut into two equal halves, but here right now I am speaking about a flower. So, what do you mean by symmetry of a flower? The property by which a flower can be cut into two equal halves is what is termed as the symmetry of that flower. I repeat, the property by which a flower can be cut into two equal halves is what is termed as what? Tell me. The symmetry of a flower. So, the symmetry of a flower can be of different types. For example, number one, radial symmetry. How many of you love chapati? Tell me, raise your hand, say yes sir. Or plum cake. How many of you love chapati or plum cake? Definitely all of you, right? What a question, sir. We will die for a cake. If it was some ice cream or something like that, I would have agreed, but not for a cake. Tell me fast. Suppose this is a plum cake, plum cake. Hello, honey, bunny. You have a song like that, right? Anyway, whatever it is. Suppose this is a cake. You love. See, chapati is circular, right? Chapati is not spherical. Hope that you know the difference between spherical and circular. Chapati is circular. Undamburi is spherical. You know undamburi. Nowadays it is being only bought to have rat poisons, right? Anyway, whatever it is. So, I hope that you know the difference between what is a sphere and what is a circle. Whatever it is, listen me my dear children. Here, if I want to cut this into two equal halves, I can do it through any plane, but one condition. Whatever may be the plane I choose, all those should pass through the center. Right, if the plane that I choose doesn't pass through the center, for example, I say that yeah, I can cut this one into two equal halves through any plane, and I cut like this. How? It's dividing it into two equal halves, right? But suppose I cut this one through the center, of course, then that is going to be the diameter, I agree with you. Then by any plane, I can make it into two equal halves. This kind of a symmetry is what is termed as radial symmetry in case of animals, and when it comes to flower, I call it as actinomorphic. No issues at all. This one you see how much activities. You can cut it through any plane. It is highly active, right? So, you may remember it like that. This symmetry is what is termed as what you call actinomorphic symmetry. Agreed? So, this is what you call the actinomorphic symmetry. Is that absolutely fine? Okay. Now, sir, how to remember this one? We have to remember the examples and all, right? It's so difficult. No, I will give you a clue. Next year, by this time, where you people will be? Tell me. Damn sure you will remember me that then. When you study regarding the symmetry of different organs of our human body, the time is now 10, right? Yeah. So, this time you will be at your dissection hall, anatomy, I am damn sure. When you do surface marking, when your faculty teaches you the symmetry of liver or kidney or whatever it is, then you will remember, oh, last year, this time, we were sitting in Arise, listening to VNM sir's words. Wow, great, definitely, I am damn sure. You may note down the date and time. Anyway, my point, next year, this time, where you people will be? Tell me fast. Fast, 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 fast. Don't waste time. Tell me fast. രാവിലെ തന്നെ നെഗറ്റീവ് ഒന്നും അടിക്കരുത് കേട്ടോ. ഞാൻ അഞ്ചാമത് റിപ്പീറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ വരുന്നൊന്നും പറഞ്ഞേക്കരുത്. You will be in medical colleges as a patient or student. That's my question. If the COVID scenario goes like this and NEET examination is like this, might be we will be in some psychiatric ward, sir. No, you will be there as students, correct? So, definitely you are going there as a first year student. So, of course, a little bit of ragging and all will be there. So, a senior chetan comes to you and that chetan asks you to dance. അങ്ങനെയൊന്നും ഇല്ല കേട്ടോ. ഇപ്പം മെഡിക്കൽ കോളേജിലോ റാഗിങ്ങോ കാര്യങ്ങളോ ഒന്നുമില്ല. ഞാനൊരു കോഡ് പറയാൻ വേണ്ടി പറയുന്നതാണ്. അല്ലാതെ വളരെ സംസ്കാരമുള്ള വിദ്യാർത്ഥികൾ മാത്രമേ മെഡിക്കോസായി വരികയുള്ളൂ. പേടിക്കണ്ട, നമ്മളെപ്പോലെ നമ്മളെപ്പൊക്കെ നമ്മൾ മാത്രം മതി എന്നല്ലേ. പോട്ടെ, വിഷയത്തിലേക്ക് വരൂ. അപ്പോൾ ഒരു സീനിയർ ചേട്ടൻ വന്നിട്ട് പറയുകയാണ്, see, the code is in Malayalam, that's why I speak in Malayalam. I hope the Tamil students will get me. Listen, active-ആയി must-ആയി dance ചെയ്തേ പറ്റൂ. The senior comes to you and asks you to dance, but you say, oh no cheta, pettannu naanam, right, no cheta, I can't dance. Then the senior tells you, listen, active-ആയി, pardon me for my poor handwriting Malayalam, I know what you people think in your mind. Oh, it means that your English handwriting is Oxford standard. But pardon me, my Malayalam is so poor. Pardon, right? Active-ആയി must-ആയി dance ചെയ്തേ പറ്റൂ. Okay, അപ്പോൾ ഒന്ന് ആലോചിച്ച് നോക്കിയേ. You imagine that situation. One senior comes to you and senior says, active-ആയി must-ആയി dance ചെയ്തേ പറ്റൂ. It's over. Active-ആയി actinomorphic symmetry, right? Must-ആയി mustard. One example, dance, datura, ചെയ്തേ, China rose, പറ്റൂ, petunia. That's over. The examples are over, right? This is what I say. When I say this one in the class, you people think that I am a kattachalian. But trust me, my dear children, these all are going to help you for your examinations, right? So what's that? Active-ആയി must-ആയി dance ചെയ്തേ പറ്റൂ. So the thing is, actinomorphic symmetry, mustard, datura, China rose, petunia. Studied? That is the example for radial symmetry. Agreed? Studied the examples? Chilli is also there. Cheyde for chilli. We can go for that also. Even it doesn't make any difference. All the examples are correct. Even the other one is also correct. Is that okay? So active-ആയി must-ആയി dance ചെയ്തേ പറ്റൂ, petunia. Okay. Shall I move? Shall I move for the next? Say so, no? Yes, sir. Next, zygomorphic symmetry. Zygomorphic symmetry, actually it's very easy. It's a bilateral symmetry. Bilateral symmetry in the sense, whatever you do, you will be able to cut it in two. Listen, bi means what? Two. Lateral means what? Halves. What halves? Lateral halves. Which are the lateral halves? Left side or right side, or up and down? Which, when I say lateral halves of something, what do I mean? I mean the left and right or the up and down. Lateral പകുതികൾ എന്നതുകൊണ്ട് സർ ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത് എന്താ? ഇടതുവശം വലതുവശം എന്നതാണോ, മുകൾ വശം താഴെവശം എന്നതാണോ lateral? Which are the lateral halves? Can you tell me? Is that the left and right or the up and down? I'm waiting. Fast. Vegata pora. Make it fast. Answer me tuck. Left and right. Okay. Listen me very carefully. Or else you will be in trouble. Suppose I am giving you a big cake, very large cake of very large volume. You want to cut it into left and right halves. How will you make the cut? Will you make the cut vertically or will you make the cut horizontally? If you want to divide a cake into two, will you make the cut two lateral halves, say left half and right half, will you make the cut vertically or will you make the cut horizontally? Fast. You will make the cut vertically. What is a vertical cut? Is that longitudinal or latitudinal? Hey, You people know, right? You might have studied this one in your 5th standard or 6th standard. You consider Earth, then meridians of longitudes and parallels of latitudes. These are the longitudes. The one that comes vertical are the longitudes, and the one that goes horizontal are the latitudes. So you know the one that comes vertically are the longitudes. So this is a very important point. Why I have emphasized this one very clearly, because most of the students, when they say bilateral symmetry, they will go for the statement that says bilateral symmetry is the one that have a lateral plane. Not at all, my dear children. If it is a lateral plane, then that is going to make it into 2 vertical halves. If you want to have 2 lateral halves, the cut should be vertical, the cut should be longitudinal. So if you can cut the flower only through a single longitudinal plane to make it into 2 equal lateral halves. ഒരേ ഒരു ലോഞ്ചിറ്റ്യൂഡിനൽ പ്ലെയിനിലൂടെ മുറിക്കുമ്പോൾ മാത്രമാണ് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ആ പൂവിനെ കൃത്യമായ ഇടതുവശവും വലതുവശവുമായി മുറിക്കാൻ പറ്റുന്നതെങ്കിൽ, if only through a single longitudinal plane you can cut the flower into a left half and a right half, then the symmetry of that flower is what is termed as bilateral symmetry. Agreed? I am a bilateral person. I'm a human being, right? Bilateral. You see, this is my right half and this is my left half. If you want me to divide me into 2 halves, you take a saw and cut me like this. So my first cell was a zygote. So just remember, zygomorphic just like ours. Zygomorphic just like ours. So zygomorphic is what? Bilateral. Zygomorphic, zygote, my first cell. I am bilateral, so zygomorphic, bilateral. You can connect these terms. Right. Now coming to the examples. I don't know whether you people used to help your mom in kitchen or dad in kitchen. I'm not at all going to say that anti-feminist statement like always helping mom in kitchen. No, sometimes in some home it might be the dad who is doing the work, so might be both of them. Whatever it is, do you help in kitchen? If you do help in kitchen, when you make curries with beans and pea and all, when you try to make that okay for the curry, make that well for the curry, you know, when you split the beans or split the pea, you can see that they are bilateral. So that is easy. So the examples are pea and beans. Now, Gulmohar and Cassia are also examples. How you have to remember is that you just remember it like this. Psychomorphic symmetry, the examples are the ones which are having imbricate estivation also. Sir, what is this imbricate estivation? No worries, we will be discussing. I know you people don't know what is this imbricate estivation, but no worries, we will be discussing what is imbricate estivation. Okay? I repeat, no worries at all. Imbricate estivation is a kind of estivation. We will be discussing that later, not right now. Agree? It's arrangement of sepals or petals. Okay. Is that much okay? So the zygomorphic flowers are pea, gulmohar, beans and cassia. Now we are moving forward. Asymmetric. Asymmetric means it is completely racket. Whatever you do, how much times you try, you cannot divide it into 2 equal halves. Whatever you do, you won't be able to divide that into 2 equal halves. That is what is termed as what you call the that is what is termed as what you call the asymmetric flower or the irregular flowers, right? The example I will tell you. I don't know whether you people used to say it or not. Here, I dwell in Ernakulam. So we used to say it colloquially like, suppose if everything is racket, suppose if everything is abrupt, or suppose if a person speaks nonsense and not talking to the point, then we will say, hey, nee ingane kanagona samsarikkaruthu ketto, vyakthamayi samsarikku. അമ്മയൊക്കെ വഴക്ക് പറയുമ്പോൾ പറയാറുണ്ട് മുത്തശ്ശനും മുത്തശ്ശിയൊക്കെ. നിങ്ങളോട് അങ്ങനെ പറയാറുണ്ടോ? നിങ്ങൾ കേട്ടിട്ടുണ്ടോ ആ ഒരു സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെൻറ്റ്? ഹാവ് യു ഹേർഡ് ഓഫ് ദാറ്റ്? കണകൊണ സംസാരിക്കരുത്, വ്യക്തമായി സംസാരിക്കൂ. ഹാവ് യു ഹേർഡ് ഇറ്റ്? ഹാവ് യു ഹേർഡ് ഇറ്റ്? ദിസ് കണകൊണ. Say so, no? Yes. So kanakona means absolutely asymmetric, right? Kanakona, asymmetric. Kana, achada. So asymmetric, asymmetric is kanakona. So kana is the example. So easy for you people to remember. Now we will not forget. right? So, the example for asymmetric flower is canna. Agreed. Canna is actually konna. Agreed. So, I hope you people have studied the examples for all the symmetries. You remember actinomorphic example, activi, mustai, dance cheyidhe pattu. You remember zygomorphic example, P beans Kezia Gulmoher, and you remember the asymmetric example, that is canna. Is that much okay? If that much is okay, I will move for the next slide. Shall I proceed? All of you? Shall I proceed? Say yes or no? Say yes or no? Shall I proceed? Okay, we will do one thing. We will do a few questions up to this. Yes, and then we will move. I think we have discussed up to stem, right? No, we have done questions up to root. So, okay. This one we have already done. This one you can see. Answer me this question. Acropetal succession, the position of youngest flower will be. Can see the option C, right? That is intercalary. Now, is it okay? Fast. Answers chaga chaga nu porate. Distal. The youngest flower will be distal. You know what is distal and proximal, right? Say this is the main stem and this is the branch. So, this region towards the main branch is proximal and away from the main branch is distal. Of course, the youngest flowers will be distal. So, your answer for that question is going to be option B. Very good. Moving for the next. This one we have done. This one we will do later. Yeah. Nematophores take part in, easy question. Nematophores take part in. I am waiting for your answers. Fast. Respiration. Very good. And the openings in nematophores for respiration are called? The openings in nematophores for respiration are called? The openings in nematophores for respiration are called? Nematodes. Very good. Alina Midiki. Ayo. Gingeraceae. Where is it? Sorry, I asked another question, right? Gingeraceae. It's gone. Gingeraceae, stem. We discussed it. Stolen. We discussed it, right? Rhizome, it's called rhizome. Then, next, in cacti, the spines are modification of. When I say spines, you know what is it. I repeat, when I say spines, you know what is it. When I say spines, you know what is it. Leaf. Thorns are actually stem modifications, we know. Axis of inflorescence. I didn't teach you this one, right? It is peduncle. We will come to it later. For a single flower, it will be pedicel, and for inflorescence, it will be peduncle. I didn't reach that. We will reach there later. And then this one you can see. This one you can see. Racemose. I gave you the clue. Racemose, RAC. Just rearrange it, ACR. Simple. So, it is having acropetal order. Androecium is the word of. Androecium is the word of. Stamens. What are tepals? Who can tell me what are tepals? That's not the answer I just asked you. Who can tell me what are tepals? Units of what? Tepals are units of what? Perianth. Very good. Tepals are units of perianth. I think we have done a few questions. Now we will move forward. A plant with parallel venation. A plant with parallel venation. If it is having parallel venation, MP and doctor, it should be a monocot. You have to choose a monocot from this. You have to choose a monocot from this. B. That's a monocot there, right? Next question. Is that a phylloid? Read the question. No. Read the question properly. Leaves are changed into spines. Spines. What is phylloid? The petiole enlarges. This is a very cunning question. In what? That's what they asked. That is in phylloid. Phylloid is a stem modification. I agree with you. But there the leaves are changed into spines, right? It is in phylloid. Phylloid, the cactus and euphorbia. In that you are having the spine. Answer is C, it is not A. A is phylloid, that is seen in Australian acacia, in which the leaf lamina is very short lived. It will dehisce away and the petiole enlarges, it will become fleshy and that performs photosynthesis. The answer is C. Okay. Okay. We will come back to the floral organs arise from thalamus. We will go back to the tissues and we will come back here later. Now, based on the floral appendages, flowers can be of different types. Trimerous, if the floral appendages are multiples of 3. tetramerous if they are multiples of 4, and pentamerous if they are multiples of 5. Leave it. Next one, important. Based on the position of ovary on the thalamus, I already told you that all the worlds arise from the thalamus itself. But based on the position of ovary, flowers can be hypogynous, perigynous and epigynous. When I say hypogynous, don't think that that is inferior ovary, but hypogynous is actually superior ovary. Don't be confused. I will say hypogynous is actually superior ovary, sir, but the name is hypogynous, right? The meaning is hypo to gynous. It is hypo to gynous, means it is below the ovary. That's the meaning. Understood what I say? So when I say hypogynous, that is simply hypo to gynous, means the other appendages are hypo to ovary. The other appendages are below the ovary. So the ovary is superior. Now coming to perigynous, half inferior ovary. So they all will be in the same level. Perigynous is half inferior ovary, and what about epigynous then? Inferior ovary. We will be taking up each one and we will be discussing. First one is hypogynous. I told you ovary will be at the superior position. How to remember the example? I will give you a clue. Imagine a place. There is no place like that. Actually, there is no place like that, but even then. Imagine a place called hypoconum. I know, but just imagine. Imagine a place called hypoconum. Okay. How many of you people have seen mushy fish? Mushy kandittulla etra perundu? How many of you have seen a mushy fish? Mushy. Mushy meanina kandittulla etra perundu? How many of you have seen mushy fish? My question is its body slimy or its body rough? Adinte body vazhuvadupulladano ado bhayangara kattiyano, rough aano? Mushy malsyam. How many of you seen mushy fish? What about its body? Is its body slimy or is its body fleshy? Vegam pray. Is its body slimy or is its body fleshy? Slimy. It's slippery, right? Slimy. Agreed. Can you tell me which is the other vegetable that is also slimy? Not lady's finger, I mean, but lady's finger. Again, you may adjust with this sambar, etc. And another vegetable, your mom used to make this fry, not fry actually. We used to call here, it's a colloquial language, I don't know what you people say, medikku viratti nu parayum. It's highly slimy. When you touch it itself, it's like, now itself, goosebumps, romancham, ഓർത്തിട്ട് ഭയങ്കര വടുവെടുപ്പുള്ള വേറൊരു പച്ചക്കറി ഉണ്ടല്ലോ അമ്മ ഉണ്ടാക്കി തരുന്നത് കഴിക്കാനേ തോന്നില്ല. യു ഡോണ്ട് ലൈക്ക് ഇറ്റ്. ഇറ്റ്സ് ഹൈലി സ്ലൈമി, മ്യൂക്കസ് കൺസിസ്റ്റൻസി, ബ്ലാക്ക്. What's that vegetable? What's that vegetable? Brinjal. Very good. So just remember this statement. Hypoconate മൂഷി സ്ലൈമി ആണല്ലോ. മൂഷി തിന്നാൽ അപ്പോൾ അത് സ്ലൈമി ആയതുകൊണ്ട് എന്ത് തിന്നത് പോലെ ഇരിക്കും? ബ്രിഞ്ചോൾ തിന്ന പോലെ ഇരിക്കും. As it is slimy, it is like you eat a brinjal. So hypoconate മൂഷി തിന്ന hypoconate നാക്കിക്കോ. hypoconate മൂഷി തിന്നാൽ ബ്രിഞ്ചോൾ തിന്നത് പോലുണ്ട്. Just remember this statement. hypoconate മൂഷി തിന്നാൽ ബ്രിഞ്ചോൾ തിന്നത് പോലുണ്ട്. Understood? Hypoconum, hypogynous flower, മൂഷി for sorry. Moosh, yeah, okay. I will make the box the other way. I don't know, some glitches. Wait, some glitches. Wait. I will draw it the other way. Mooshi, M for what you say? Mustard, she for shoe flower. So, mustard, shoe flower, brinjal. These are the examples. Okay, these are the examples. So, I repeat, the examples are mustard, shoe flower and brinjal. Agreed? These are the examples for what do you say, hypogynous flowers. So, I hope you won't forget it anymore. Hypoconate mooshi thinnal brinjal thinna pole undu. Is that okay? Now, say so no. Coming to Perigynus, all lie in the same level. So, here you can say the rim of the thalamus will be present at the same level as that of the other floral appendages. How to remember examples for Perigynus? Again, very easy. The name itself gives you the greatest clue. Perigynus. It has a P and it has an R, right? So, the examples are P, P, R. P, P, R. When you write Perigynus, that itself gives you the greatest clue for that. Perigynus, the examples are P, P, R, plum, peach and rose. Plum, peach, rose. P, P, R. So, plum, peach and rose are the examples for Perigynus. Agreed? Shall I proceed? Next one is Epigynus. In Epigynus, the statement is very important. The margin of the thalamus grows upwards by closing the ovarian wall. And now, it will get completely fused with. What will get completely fused with? I told you this is the margin of thalamus. This thalamus margin will grow upwards with the ovarian wall, and in the upper portion, the ovarian wall and the margin of thalamus will completely fuse together. Thus, the ovary will be inferior. And from this fusion, the other floral appendages come. So, from here you are having the floral appendages. Here in this space you are having the ovary. Agreed. So, the ovary is inferior. How to remember this one? That also I will give you a clue. I am not at all a religious person. I speak this one only for you to remember a quote. I told you I am not at all a religious person. I am a human being. I am a Homo sapien sapien. I am a free thinker. But even then, just for the quote, let me say about a book. Have you heard of Gita? Gita, Bhagavad Gita. People say that if you read this Gita, you will be having enlightenment, right? So, Bhagavad Gita is a dash. This is what you used to study in your schools and all. What is it? Bhagavad Gita is a dash. Who can tell me? Don't say book. Idihasam എന്നതിന്റെ English പറയൂ. Bhagavad Gita is a dash. Who can tell me? Bhagavad Gita is a dash. Bhagavad, I am waiting for your comments. Bhagavad Gita is an, that's a clue. Epic. Why nobody comments anything? Gita is an epic. So, do remember, epic Gita, I told you that radiates enlightenment, right? So, they provide the rays of light. Just remember this one. Epic Gita provides the rays of light. I hope that you got my point. Gita for guava. So, gu. So, C for ku. Why I say this one? Because otherwise you may make it mistaken with what you, so calotropis, etc. That's why. This is gu. So, C for ku. So, cucumber. Okay. So, cucumber. Guava, ray for ray florets of sunflower. Ray florets of sunflower. Is that okay? Epic Gita. Epigynous flower, give it's guava, ray flowers of sunflower, cucumber. So these are the examples for Epigenes. So I hope you people have studied all the examples for these three kinds of flowers: hypogynous flower, Perigenes flower and Epigenes flower. What is hypogynous flower? Hypoconate mushi thinnal brinjal thinna polunde. So mushroom, shoe flower, not mushroom, sorry, mustard, shoe flower, brinjal. Then a Perigenes flower, PPR, plum peach rose. And what about Epigenes? Epic, Gita, cucumber, guava, ray flowers of sunflower. Are the examples clear for you? Will you be able to remember all these examples so fine? Will you people be able to remember all these examples so fine? Say so, no? Are you all okay up to this? If you are absolutely happy, we will move towards the next part. If your people are absolutely happy, we will move towards the next part. Okay. Okay. Now we are moving towards calyx, the different parts of the flower. Calyx, you know, the outermost wall of the flower, it's made up of sepals. Oh, simple. Sepals are green and leaf-like to protect the flower during the bud stage. If the calyx are fused together, you call it as Zygomorphic condition, and if the calyx are free, if the sepals are free, you call it as Polysepalous condition. Agreed? So I repeat, if the sepals are fused, you call it as what? Zygomorphic, and if the sepals are free, you call it as Polysepalous. Just read and move. That's it. Corolla, innermost whorl, petals, brightly colored, helps in pollination, blah blah blah. Gamopetalous if the petals are fused, and polypetalous if the petals are free. Nothing. They can be of different shapes. Say they can be tubular, bell-shaped, funnel-shaped, wheel-shaped. Just read and move, right? This statement, sometimes they can ask it as a statement sentence, but of course, you can simply remember tubular, bell-shaped, funnel-shaped or wheel-shaped. Nisaram. Coming to aestivation, this is important. What is aestivation? The mode of arrangement of petals or sepals in the bud stage, in the floral bud, is what is termed as aestivation. So can you tell me what is aestivation? I repeat, can you tell me what is aestivation? The mode of arrangement of sepals or petals in the thalamus during the bud stage or in the floral bud stage is what is termed as aestivation. We have 4 different types of aestivation. Which are they? Valvate aestivation, twisted aestivation, imbricate aestivation and vexillary aestivation. Which are they? Valvate aestivation, twisted aestivation, imbricate aestivation and vexillary aestivation. The vexillary aestivation is otherwise termed as papilionaceous, right? Okay, let me ask you, what is valvate aestivation? If the sepals or petals just touch with each other but without any overlapping, not the point, if the sepals or petals just touch with each other without any overlapping, it is what is termed as what you call valvate aestivation. Now, what is twisted aestivation? If the sepals or petals overlap with each other in a particular direction. So if you consider only a single sepal or single petal, you can say that one of its margin will be completely inside and the other margin will be completely outside. ശ്രദ്ധിക്കുക കുഞ്ഞുങ്ങളെ, എങ്ങനെയാണെങ്കിൽ സെപ്പൽസ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ പെറ്റൽസ് ഒരേ ദിശയിൽ പരസ്പരം ഓവർലാപ്പ് ചെയ്തിരിക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ അപ്പം നമ്മൾ ഒരു സെപ്പലിൻ്റെ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ പെറ്റലിൻ്റെ മാർജിൻ എടുത്താൽ എങ്ങനെയാണ് കാണുക? അതിൻ്റെ ഒരു ഭാഗം പൂർണ്ണമായും അകത്തും മറ്റേ ഭാഗം പൂർണ്ണമായും പുറത്തും ആയിരിക്കും. Right? That is what is termed as what you call the twisted aestivation. Now coming to imbricate aestivation, here also you have the overlapping of sepals or petals but not in uniform direction, not in a single direction. So what happens? One will be completely in and other will be completely out. ഈ ഇംബ്രിക്കേറ്റ് ഈസ്റ്റുവേഷനിലും സെപ്പൽസും പെറ്റൽസും പരസ്പരം ഓവർലാപ്പാണ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്, പക്ഷേ ഒരേ ദിശയിലല്ല. അപ്പോൾ എന്ത് സംഭവിക്കും? ഒരാൾ പൂർണ്ണമായും അകത്തും മറ്റേയാൾ പൂർണ്ണമായും പുറത്തും ആയിരിക്കും. Agreed? One will be completely inside and the other will be completely outside. Agreed? That is what is termed as what you call imbricate estivation. The axillary estivation is a very peculiar one that is being seen only in Fabaceae family. Axillary estivation എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് Fabaceae family, Papilionaceae family മാത്രം കാണുന്നതാണ്. You will be having a large petal called the standard petal. വലിയൊരു petal ഉണ്ട്, അതിൻ്റെ പേര് standard എന്നാണ്. You are having two small lateral petals, you call them as wings. Then you have two fused petals. This is what is termed as the keel. So this is the keel, these are the wings, and this is the standard petal. Agreed? Agreed? So that's all. Now we have to study the examples. How many of you watched Tom and Jerry? In that, I actually forget its name. Devil. Have you seen the devil of Tom? Whenever Tom wants to do something bad, then a small one with a small tail comes with a spear. It will poke with the spear on the nose of Tom by ping. Have you seen it? Have you seen that devil cartoon? Have you seen it? Say so, no? Did you see? Say so, no? Yes. You have seen it. Okay. Adana the code. Just remember Valulla Kalan. You can remember it. Val Kal. So easy. Just remember. Okay, fine. Me, sir. Achu, when I asked about Tom and Jerry, see, all the ones are simply there on the comment box. Till now, I don't know where you people all were. നടക്കട്ടെ വിഷയത്തിലേക്ക് വരൂ. What is that? വാലുള്ള കാലൻ. What is that? വാലുള്ള കാലൻ. So the example is calotropis. Calotropis. So വാലുള്ള കാലൻ, valvate estivation, the example is calotropis. Agreed? So that's over. I repeat, വാലുള്ള കാലൻ. So valvate estivation, the example is calotropis. That's over. Now moving for the next one, twisted estivation. Let me ask you a question. I want to ask you two questions. Number one, how many girls in my classroom right now have sisters who use your dress? Point number one. Point number two, how many boys in this class who have sisters who use your dress? Sometimes my sister used to wear my t-shirts and all. That's why I ask you that. Especially when there are two siblings and both of them are girls, definitely nobody is going to get a dress for her own. Definitely your sister will be getting it there, right? Am I correct? When you go out, those with female siblings, no. Those female children in my class with female siblings, no. When you go out and when you come back home, definitely minimum 2 to 3 of your tops would have been there in your sister's almirah. Am I correct or not? Haven't you ever experienced that? Your sister will be getting inside your dress almirah and will be making everything abrupt. Oh, when you come back, your whole room will be upside down. Say so, no, say something. How many of you are having a situation like this? If you are having a female sibling, definitely you people might have experienced this one. Yeah. Yes, sir, true. Suppose you are scolding your sister. You know, you will not scold your sister like, hey Taruni Mani, nee endirana ende vastrangale ingane thangalude karangal kondu sparshicchu alachu kodichittirikkunnathu ennu chodikilla ennu enikku ariyam. Pakshe, for the sake of code, let me speak like this. Shraddhichu ketto. Chi. Manasilayille, deshappettada. Chi. Chi. Sir kanikam. Chi. Ara E ladies cotton. പെൺകുട്ടികളുടെ ഡ്രസ്സ് അഡ്ജസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യണം, കോഡ് വേണ്ടേ? അപ്പോൾ പിന്നെ ഈ ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് വെച്ച് അഡ്ജസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യണം. യു വാണ്ട് ദ കോഡ് റൈറ്റ്, സോ യു ആർ സപ്പോസ് ടു അഡ്ജസ്റ്റ് വിത്ത് ദിസ് ലാംഗ്വേജ്, റൈറ്റ്? ആരെ ഈ ലേഡീസ് കോട്ടൺ ട്വിസ്റ്റഡ് ആക്കിയിട്ടേക്കണേ അച്ചടാ, കഴിഞ്ഞു. ഓക്കെ, ആരെ ലേഡീസ് കോട്ടൺ ട്വിസ്റ്റഡ് ആക്കിയിട്ടേക്കണേ, തീർന്നു. ഓക്കെ, എന്താ സാധനം? ലിസൺ മീ. ചൈന റോസ്. ആരായി? ലേഡീസ് ഫിംഗർ. കോട്ടൺ twisted ആക്കിയിട്ടേക്കണേ. The examples are over. Now you can remember, right? China rose, lady's finger, cotton. These are the examples for twisted aestivation. Is that over? So you studied the examples for valvate aestivation, you studied the examples for twisted aestivation. Agreed? Che, RA ladies cotton twisted ಆಕಿಟ್ಟೇಕಣೆ. Studied? China rose, lady's finger and cotton. Okay. Shall I move forward? The next one is imbricate aestivation. Hope that you remember that. When I taught you Zygomorphic Symmetry, I told you the examples having imbricate aestivation will also be there as an example for Zygomorphic. Let me ask you that. I don't know whether you people have seen it or not. Even when I was at my 7th standard or something like that itself, I have changed to a CD player. Then only came the DVD and all. When the DVD and all came when I was in 9th standard or something like that. So I don't know whether you people have seen it or not. Have you seen audio cassettes? There was something called an audio cassette. Have you seen it? Did you see it? Audio cassette എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞൊരു സാധനം ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. നിങ്ങൾ കണ്ടിട്ടുണ്ടോ എന്നറിയില്ല. Something called audio cassettes. Did you see? Have you seen it? Like this, you put it with a magnetic tape and all. Have you seen it? Something called an audio cassette. Have you seen audio cassette? Yes sir. Oh, pardon me for my audio cassette. Okay, ഇത് വരച്ചു വന്നപ്പോൾ ഏതോ ഭീകരജീവി പോലെ ആയി പോയല്ലോടോ. Seems like an alien pondering us, right? Anyway, pardon me. I am a person who loves old songs, because right now if we hear the songs or something like that, especially inside our car, suppose you put full volume with a song, in the first bars itself the person will be outside. Especially the lyrics and all. Innalle kurivalukku mangalam tungudu tungudu. This is what the new songs are. But you consider the old songs, oh, how beautiful they are. So this is what I believe. I simply said, what my point is that all songs will be present in CDs or cassettes. They are good songs. Okay, chuma by default, just for the sake of code, all songs are good songs. They are present in cassettes. So just remember this one. Oh, ഇമ്പമുള്ള കാസറ്റിലെ ഗാനങ്ങൾ in the sense they are old songs. Old songs will be present in these cassettes, right? So what is that, sir? ഇമ്പമുള്ള കാസറ്റിലെ ഗാനങ്ങൾ. ഇമ്പമുള്ള, so imbricate aestivation. കാസറ്റിലെ ഗാനങ്ങൾ, so examples are Kesia, cassette, Kesia, Ganam, Gulmoher. Agreed? Imbammulla cassettile Ganam. So even the examples are fine. Studied? So all the three examples are absolutely okay. So you studied the examples for, what do you say, the valvate aestivation, Valulla Kalan Calotropis, twisted aestivation, Chi, RA ladies cotton twisted akitekane, China rose, ladies finger cotton, imbricate aestivation, Imbamulla Kyasattile Ganam. So imbricate aestivation is present in Kesia Gulmoher. Now the last one regarding axillary aestivation, I told you that is being present only in Fabaceae. So the examples are pea and beans. Only the Fabaceae ones, right? Okay. Let me move to the slide. Pea and beans. I told you what is that keel and all that I have already discussed, right? I will mark it here. If you want, I will mark it once more. This is the standard petal. this is a wing. So, of course, this is also a wing and this is a keel. Keel is actually the joining of two petals, right. How to write this joining and all, that we will be discussing later. So, that is all regarding what you call the aestivation. So, is aestivation over? Say yes or no? Is that part fine? Say yes or no? Is that much absolutely clear to you all? Shall I proceed? Shall I proceed with your permission? Fast, 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 fast. Are you absolutely happy? May I move for the next part? Yes, very good. Thank you. Moving. Now coming to androecium. Androecium, the units are stamens, we already know. Stamen contains two parts, filament and anther. What all are present inside anther and all, you will be discussing there in the next chapter, plant kingdom. No, plant kingdom is over, right? I think I have taken plant kingdom for you. I have taken plant kingdom for you people, right? Aha. Is not, I think. I have taken plant kingdom or I did take biology. No, I forget it. Is this a first chapter I am taking for you? No, right? I have taken another chapter for you people. Who took PK? Who took plant kingdom? I think me. If so, I would have discussed, yes sir. So, if so, I would have discussed every details of anther, right? I told you that anther contains two lobes and each of the lobe contains a theca, microsporangium, blah, 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 blah. Plant kingdom I have taken. Okay, great. So, you know all the details. Now, a sterile stamen is called staminode. The stamen that cannot produce pollen grains is what is termed as what you call staminode. Moving. What is Epiphyllus condition and Epiphyllus condition? So easy. If the stamens are attached to the petals, you call it as Epiphyllus. NCERT is very cunning. When you go for second year NCERT, when you study the details of stamens, you can see there the stamens attached to the thalamus or to the base of the petal. It is an NCERT statement from the chapter Sexual Reproduction Flowering Plants. They will say very specifically sometimes it can be attached to the base of the petals, and such an example is Brinjal. Now coming to Epiphyllus condition. What is Epiphyllus condition? If the stamens are attached to perianth. The stamens are attached to perianth. When I have to say the example, I should say the example with the perianth, right? I told you in our entire syllabus, there is only one kingdom that has the perianth, that is Liliaceae. So, the example for anything related with perianth will be lily. Here I say Epiphyllus condition, and which the stamens are being attached to the perianth. So, of course, the example is going to be lily. Very good. Now, moving. What is polyandrous condition and synandrous condition? If the stamens are free, you call it as polyandrous. If the stamens are not free, they fuse together, you call it as synandrous condition. Now, you have to discuss what is the example for polyandrous condition and what is the example for synandrous condition, right? Listen, what is polyandrous condition? They are free. Example is lotus. Sir, how to remember that? So easy. When you write polyandrous, it contains an L, and when you write when you write lotus, then also you have got an L. I repeat, when you write polyandrous, you have got an L. When you write lotus, there also you have got an L. Similarly, when you come to synandrous condition, synandrous starts with S. China rose, what is another name of China rose? Can you tell me what is the another name of China rose? What was that? Ayo, chappal flower, slipper flower, socks flower, something like that a name was there. Slipper flower, alle? Paragon. Or bateo. Hibiscus. I asked you one another name. Shoe flower, that starts with S. Synandrous also starts with S. Agreed? Okay. Now, synandrous condition means when the stamens are fused. the stamens can be seen in different bundles. Don't worry about these all, my dear children. You will be studying these all again in sexual reproduction flowering plants. Okay. Monadelphous means it contains only a single bunch. Example, China rose. In our shoe flower, you have got only a single bunch. Then, Diadelphous, you are having it at 2 bunches. Example, P. You will study it in detail when we discuss regarding the different families. It has got 9 plus 1 bunches. 9 plus 1 means 9 stamens will fuse together to form a single bunch, and one longer one will be a separate one. Yeah, you can see here, right? This is a bunch of 9. This is single, 9 plus 1. Okay. Now, Polyadelphous means if they are being present as more than 2 bunches, Polyadelphous example is citrus. Okay. Okay. These are the examples. So, we have to remember, we can't do anything. Now, the flowers with stamens having different lengths are salvia and mustard. Salvia and mustard are the ones in which the stamens are having different lengths. Salvia and mustard. Okay. Then, what are the parts of gynecium? That also we have already discussed. Stigma, style and ovary. Okay, tell me the function of stigma. Stigma receives dash, pollen grains. Stigma is the part that receives pollen grains. Style holds the stigma. Ovary, inside that you are having the ovules, inside that you are having the embryo sac, inside the embryo sac you are having the ovum. I taught you this one very clearly when I discussed PK. Now, the last slide that we are planning to discuss for today is regarding the fusion of carpels. Polycarpous condition and syncarpous condition. What is that? If the carpels are free, you call it as apocarpous condition. The carpels are fused together, you call it as syncarpous condition. Apocarpous condition, the examples are lotus and rose. Syncarpous condition, the examples are mustard and tomato. This is another problem with NCERT. NCERT will say a few examples for something in your +1 textbook and some other examples for the same thing in +2 textbook. The problem is that as students, as the ones who are NEET aspirants or future doctors, you are supposed to remember all these examples together. Usually this one don't used to ask for your examinations, only the +2 ones used to ask, but if you can remember this one, that is more than good. Okay, so apocarpous, lotus and rose, syncarpous, mustard and tomato. The ones that always used to ask for examinations are the +2 ones. I will write. How many of you used to have sip up when you come from your school, when you come back from your school? School vittu varumba sip up vaangi kudichondu vararulla etra perundu? Oh, adu enganeyana? You people are COVID batches, right? You know, when I was studying, when I was of your age, we had something called a school. It was a very large building. We used to go there. There were something called desks and bench. We will sit there. A person called teacher will come there and who used to teach us. Have you seen it? You might have even gone to a school, right? There was something called practicals and all. Our schooling was a bit different rather than just looking through the laptop screen or mobile screen. We studied like that. It was very difficult. We have to go there physically. We have to sit there. We have to hear whatever all those person says. Now if you don't want to hear, quit and go. Anyway, you used to have. So that is sip up. Sip up. I know this is not the spelling of sip up. The other one is sip up. But you remember it like sip up. Syncarpous is papaver. So syncarpous. Okay. Syncarpous is papaver. Agreed? Now, I will tell you a name, and by hearing the name, suppose you are casting a movie. Will you put this name for a boy or for an appupan or for a grandpa? Michael. ഇംഗ്ലീഷുകാർ മിഖായേൽ എന്ന് പറയും അല്ലേ, അല്ല മലയാളത്തിൽ മിഖായേൽ എന്ന് പറയും. അപ്പോൾ മൈക്കിൾ, മൈക്കിൾ. It suits for a small kid or for a grandpa. That term Michael suits for a small kid or for a grandpa. Tell me, does it suit for a small kid or for a grandpa? Michael എന്ത് പറയുന്നു? വേഗം പറ, സമയം പോണു കുഞ്ഞേ. ഗ്രാൻഡ്പ, ഗ്രാൻഡ്പ, അപ്പൂപ്പൻ. അപ്പോൾ റിമെമ്പർ ലൈക്ക് മൈക്കിൾ അപ്പൂപ്പൻ, മൈക്കിൾ അപ്പൂപ്പൻ, മൈക്കിൾ അപ്പൂപ്പൻ. വാട്ട് ഈസ് ദാറ്റ് മൈക്കിൾ അപ്പൂപ്പൻ? മൈക്കിൾ, മിഖായേൽ, മിഖേലിയ, അപ്പോകാർപ്പസ്. അപ്പോൾ ഇനി അത് തെറ്റിക്കില്ലല്ലോ. Now you won't make this one wrong, right? So Michaelia is Apocarpus. Agreed? So is that much okay? So that's all for today. If you are having any doubts regarding what we have discussed today, you people can ask me that, or else just give me a smile such that we can conclude for today. If anybody has got any doubt in what we have discussed today, can ask me that, or else we shall conclude it for today. Happy? Happy? Sure? Right. So let me thank you all on behalf of myself as well as on behalf of Arise Academy for attending our classes. Thank you all. Love you all. Take care. See you soon. Thank you.